Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What's going on, everybody? It's your man Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a story that I want to bring to you right now. Actually, I've been holding on to this story. I don't know why. I guess I was just trying to see what the outcome is going to be. But apparently, something happened back in 2018. And right here, there was an 8-year-old boy. And I may have covered this story. I don't remember. But however, though, this happened back in 2018. And somehow it has resurfaced on social media. And it got a lot of people in an uproar about what happened to this young man. 8-year-old boy, which they say he was special needs, was put into handcuffs. He was arrested. So let me play this video to you. Then I want to get into an article or a news article and see what they got to say about everything. And I read to you what's being said. And of course, I give you my thought process on this whole thing. So here's the video of the arrest.
Right here.
All right, man. I'm Officer Wade. So you know where you're going?
Okay.
Jail.
You're going into jail. So you need to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
Well, first what I want you to do is put your hands right here. All right?
You can try it.
I don't think so either.
And you can justify it.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Never mind, I'll text you.
Yeah.
Yeah, your head.
Barely.
No.
Not worth it. Just
Yeah.
All right, your hands are too small.
Okay. Keep your hands in front of you like this. Okay? When he takes it off.
All right, come on.
Follow this officer.
Huh? He just left. He just left.
come on, you
Okay.
don't walk in between us.
Follow him.
Right here.
You understand this is very serious, okay? And I hate that you put me in this position that I have to do this. Okay? Alright? The thing about it is you made a mistake. Now it's time to learn from it and grow from it, right? Not repeat the same mistake again. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, come on.
All right, so that is the video that was on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. That video was on Twitter, and I think it was posted by attorney Ben Crump. Of course, he had something to say about it. He wasn't too pleased with it. You know, right now, I guess I can understand. I just had something else. Now we're gonna get into the news clip, and we're gonna see what the news media had to say about it. Then we're gonna get into the article. And then, you know, like I said, I'm gonna give you my commentary of what I think about it.
8-year-old getting arrested.
The special needs student placed against a cabinet, patted down, hands behind his back.
The school encounter prompting fierce criticism.
The outrage prompting legal action. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jawan Strader.
And I'm Trina Robinson. Let's get out to NBC6 reporter Jamie Garola. He is live in Miami with the details. Jamie.
That's right, just as you said, not just criticism, but a federal lawsuit to be filed soon, possibly as early tomorrow, against school officials and the Key West Police Department for what you're about to see in this video.
All right, man. I'm Officer Wade. So you know where you're going?
Okay.
To jail.
You're going into jail. So you need to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
This body cam video, posted by civil rights attorney Ben Crump, shows an 8-year-old boy being arrested by Key West police officers at school. The 3.5-foot tall, 64-pound child is told to put his hands on the filing cabinet while officers frisk him.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Never mind, I'll text you later.
The boy cuffed, but the cops acknowledged the restraints are too big.
All right, your hands are too small.
Okay. Keep your hands in front of you like this.
NBC6 obtained the report from this arrest in December 2018. According to the report, the incident started in the lunchroom when the child wouldn't sit properly. The teacher asked him several times and he allegedly refused, then cursed at her and punched her in the chest. The child ended up being taken away in a police unit and charged with felony battery.
And I hate that you put me in this position that I have to do this. Okay? All right? The thing about it is you made a mistake. Now it's time to learn from it and grow from it, right? Not repeat the same mistake again.
But according to the family attorney, the child had special needs and was on an individual education plan that the school and officer neglected to put into practice. In a statement, Crump said, quote, "This is a heartbreaking example of how our educational and policing systems train children to be criminals by treating them like criminals. If convicted, the child in this case would have been a convicted felon at 8 years old. This little boy was failed by everyone who played a part in this horrific incident." Okay, now the Key West Police Department did give us that incident report from 2018 as soon as we asked for it. It also issued a one-sentence statement saying, based on the report, officers followed standard operating procedure. Born live tonight in Miami, Jamie Garola, NBC6 News.
All right, and that is the news clip or what they had to say about this or whatnot. Let me give a little commentary before I get into this news clip. Even if I need to get into the news clip, I guess I will take this as always. I'll post the link in a comment section or the description. I have however it needs to be done. Here's my thing about it. Honestly, it's kind of hard for me to decipher this. One side I want to feel bad for the youngin, but then on the other side, I'm like, when you, how can I put this? Because I work with people with special needs, and just because you have special needs doesn't mean you're dumb. It probably just take a little time for you to catch up on certain things or whatnot, because I work with a lot of them. And if you ask me, a lot of them, I don't even think you need to call them special needs because they smart. It's a whistle, So with that being said, if some of them know what they doing and they do it because they know they get away with it, then a part of me says, I say, hey, a lesson has to be taught. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying hit them or beat them or anything like that. But something has to be done. But however, though, that's when a lot of them have a behavior plan. They got plans that you're supposed to follow. And in a behavior plan, it tells you what procedures you take when someone is acting out. And if all else fails, some of you have to call the crisis team on. Now, I don't know if this was the crisis team or this was just a straight up police, but some of them you do have to call the crisis team, and I think they will come and handcuff them and take them down somewhere and let them cool off for a bit. So with that being said, can you really just look at this and say it's a bad thing that they took this young man to wherever they took him, I guess to give him a cool down period. I don't know. If it's in his plan, then nobody did nothing wrong. But if it's not in his plan, then, you may have a problem here. I mean, just keeping it real. Now, however, Ben Crump said his thing is using scare tactics on an 8-year-old. And see, that's another problem with me because I don't know about a lot of y'all. Back in the day when I was growing up, when I was a kid, my grandma and a lot of people was like that, you know. If you doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, and they keep talking to you, keep whipping you, putting you on punishment, putting you on timeout, but you currently doing stuff to get yourself in trouble, and you do that one major thing to get yourself in trouble, then my grandma would have no problem. Like, look, take his ass down there. He had to learn one way or the other. And that's coming from my generation era of growing up. You know, it was called a scare tactic, and you know, a lot of times it did work. You know, because they'll take you to a place that you didn't want to be. I mean, it never happened to me, but trust me, if I did something like that, hitting the teacher or whatnot, my grandma would have no problem taking me down. Let them take me down there. Because her thing is, you know, you have to learn one way or the other. Now, the difference between me and this child is I'm not special needs, but according to what they saying, this child is special needs. So this probably was making this story a little bit different for a lot of people. Because he's special needs, you know. I mean, you can kind of look on both sides of the fence on this one. When I first saw this, it was on YouTube, and that's what I put in the comment section. I said, hey, you know, when I was growing up, and a couple of people saying it too, it's scare tactics. When we grew up back then, you know, our folks did us like that. It's a scare tactic, and a lot of us did straighten up when they did that scare tactic, but I'm pretty much sure a lot of those, including me, who were saying that we're not special needs, so it's a whole different ball game, I guess. I don't know, man. This is kind of hard. This is kind of hard for me to say what is what. But now I do have a question though. This was back in 2018. We in 2020 now. If you saw the date, it happened in December. Who brought this video back out and what for? You know, who brought this video back out? Or unless, you know, when this happened, his parents must have been trying to get justice and nothing has been done within these 1 year or 2 years, however you want to call it. Nothing was done and they still trying to seek justice for the child. I don't know. You know, y'all got to forgive me because this is another video I'm going to be all over the place on because I don't know. You know, I have mixed emotions about this, you know. And here's the thing. And here's the one main question I need to ask y'all. Should you really be mad at the cops or the person who called the cops? Because the cops had to come there for a reason, meaning somebody called the cops. So here's my thing. Why do people get mad at the cops when the cops come do what they was called to do, but you never get upset at the person that called the police? I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Who should you really be upset with? The police or the people or the person or persons who actually called the police? Who should you really be upset with? Let me get into this article. It says in 2018, the arrest of an 8-year-old boy in Florida was receiving scrutiny Monday after a video of officers trying to handcuff the child posted online. Body camera footage of the arrest was shared late Sunday night by the attorney Benjamin Crump on Twitter and had been viewed more than 1.1 million times by Monday. Crump said in a press release Monday that he was retained by the boy's mother, Bianca Digenaro, Digenaro. The attorney said the boy was a special needs student with an individualized education plan due to his disabilities. Instead of honoring and fulfilling their plan, the school placed him with a substitute teacher who had no awareness or concern about his needs and who escalated the situation by using her hands to forcibly move the boy. Now let me stop right there for a minute. Now, since that been said, should you be mad at the school? Because they placed the substitute teacher with this young man and didn't give her the proper tools to deal with him. Anytime you deal with special needs, at least with me, we all supposed to get trained on who we work with. So if this is true, what they saying right here, that they put this substitute teacher with this young man, and she didn't know his disabilities or didn't know what plan to follow, then whose fault is that? You have to blame the school for that. In my opinion. I could be wrong. Crump's statement said when he acted out, the teacher called the police, who threatened him with jail and tried to put him in handcuffs, which fell out because he was too little. Crump added that the incident was an example of how the education and policing systems train children to be criminals by treating them like criminals. I don't think I necessarily agree with that. The short clip posted Sunday night by Crump showed officers discussing discussing that the boy's hands were too small for handcuffs. The officers stopped their attempts to handcuff him and instead asked him to keep his hands in front of him as he walked out of the school. At one point, one of the officers spoke to the child about his actions. I hate that you had to put me into this position to do this. The officer said, the thing about it is you made a mistake. Now it's time for you to learn about it and grow from it, not repeat the same mistake. Again, like I said earlier, my grandmother and a lot of people like my grandmother, they would let them take us down there to prevent us from making that same mistake again, or make an even worse mistake that may have put us down there for the rest of our lives. So that's why I say it's making it kind of hard for me to say what is what on this and whose side I'm really on. If I'm on anybody's side, I really got mixed emotions about this, and that right there just summed it up right there. You know, not to repeat the same mistakes. Not to repeat the same mistakes. Not to repeat the same mistakes. Man. A woman also appears briefly in the video, but her involvement is unclear. The boy, who is not identified because he is a juvenile, was arrested on December 14, 2018 after hitting a teacher at Gerald Adams Elementary, according to an arrest report. The teacher asked the boy to sit properly in his bench seat while she was supervising the lunchroom, and he repeatedly refused. She then asked the boy to sit by her instead, and he refused. The arrest report said when the teacher went over to the boy with the intent to escort him to where she was sitting, he allegedly stated, "Don't put your hands on me," and cursed at her. Remember what I said earlier, that just because they special needs don't mean that they dumb. Don't mean that they dumb now. Some of them can use some of these cussing words better than us, and some of them damn near can fight better than us. You know, so man, the boy then allegedly punched her in the chest. The arrest report said the boy's parents were contacted and the child was taken to the Monroe County Detention Center. Based on the report, standard operating procedures were followed. Key West Police Chief Sean Brandenburg said in a brief statement on NBC News. Key West Police Public Information Officer Allison Crean confirmed to NBC News the department is not in any litigation regarding the incident and is not aware of how Crump obtained the video. She told NBC News that the department is unable to release the full incident video because the subject of the video is a juvenile. The status of the boy's criminal case is unclear, and the police report does not mention his special needs status. Twitter user responded to Crump's post criticizing both the officer and school staff for involving police and the young boy incident. See, that's what I said. Should you be mad at the cops or the person who called the cops? Right there. Should you be mad at the cops or the person who actually called the cops? So, whoever said that on Twitter, I can kind of rock with them on that. But the thing is, who should you be more upset with? The cops or whoever their school called the cops? Sickening so many people at fault here. Shaking my head, one user responded, what happened to guidance, counselors, social workers, and behavior therapists? True. Back in my day in school, we did have guidance counselors. I don't know how to do it in school now. Behavior therapists, I don't remember us having any of those in school, but I guess the guidance counselor was all there in one, you know. But by him being special needs, I would like to think that they would have a behavior therapist on hand in case one of the children act out or whatnot. So I gotta rock with that. Why police an 8-year-old boy with special needs? A Bruce Langer, sorry, but you made me have to do this to you. Yeah, blame the kid, huh? I don't know what to say about that. A spokeswoman for Monroe County School District declined to comment on the incident in case it became a legal matter, but confirmed to NBC News on Monday that the district was not currently in litigation over the child's arrest. And ladies and gentlemen, that would be the article from I think this NBC News. This NBC News. So again, guys, like I said, I got mixed emotions about this. You know, like I said, on one end, I'm like, damn, you know, that's crazy. You know, an 8-year-old special kid or whatnot. You know, so one side of me saying that and considering, I deal with special needs people, I wouldn't want that to happen to them as well. But then the other side, I mean, again, like I told y'all, just because they special needs don't mean that they dumb. A lot of them do know what they be doing. And you got some that would tell you, because I've been in this field for 13 years, you got some that would literally tell you, they would do shit, and then turn around and tell you, if you do something in return, they're going to get your ass fired. And those be their exact words. And that's why I say with a lot of them who talk like that and do shit like that, I don't think nothing wrong with them. I don't think nothing wrong with them at all. And I don't think they don't even need the title of disabled. Because I'm like this, if you can do stuff that well and do stuff to me, and then turn around and tell me if I retaliate, you gonna do whatever's necessary to get me out that job or at the house that I'm working at, then I can't say you got disabilities. I can't just really say that. But I know just because they talk like that doesn't mean they don't have some kind of slight disability or mild disability. But you just got to think about that. You dealing with somebody with special needs, cussing you out, doing stuff on purpose to get you fired. And we got to get, if everybody in this field, we got to get out of our beds every day to go deal with these people who have these major behaviors and doing whatever they can to get you fired and fight you on purpose because they don't want you there. You know, so with all that being said, you know, still, I got mixed emotions about it. And, you know, I just can't really just say. I can only speak from my standpoint as a person that at that age, when I was telling my grandmother, if I did stuff like that, she would call the police herself and say, take his ass down there. And then I wouldn't have no problem with doing it. Because again, her thing is, you gonna learn one way or the other. And for those she may have done it to, whatever they did for her to call the police, she never had that problem out of them again. She didn't. But like I said again, you know, by he probably being special needs, you know, maybe in this era it's a whole totally different ball game. But the main thing is, y'all put a substitute teacher with this young man who either y'all didn't train that person to deal with him, or that person didn't take the time and read the necessary tools or read the necessary plan to deal with that young man or she, whoever, when they act out. But I did find something curious too. They say the reports never said nobody with special needs. And I was kind of wondering about that too. You know, is it special needs or that's just something they're just throwing out there? I don't know, but his parents may come out and say something, and I'm gonna try to see if I keep up with the story. And if the parents does come out and say, hey, you know, these special needs, then, you know, hey, it is what it is. But guys, as always, you know, y'all tell me what y'all think about this, man. You know, I got mixed emotions about it. I know a lot of y'all probably gonna agree with what I said on this one because, you know, we always raised different. Let me say that. We always raised different, and we always with different people in that era, you know. So, I don't know, but as always, I welcome all y'all opinions. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. And this your man, Chris Thorns. I thank you for watching the